Your country's identity should not be dependent on who is in office, and your separation from the country shouldn't be dependent on who is in office. Canada is Canada. Just because there's a liberal government and you don't necessarily appreciate the direction they've gone in, or you want to do different things, I don't think that justifies uh, separating from the country. I think it's opportunistic, and I think it shows that you're not willing to be a team player. Now, I know there's different perspectives. A lot of this is rooted in the energy sector, for example. Uh, we've seen it. We've seen people try to build projects and infrastructure, and it doesn't get done. And we know the resources are in Alberta, and they feel like they're getting the shorter end of the stick. But if you're unhappy with that, and your solution is, well, we want to separate, that just basically means you have no loyalty to your country. And I don't mean that in some sort of way of like it's not treasonous. I think it's opportunistic. I think it's not a helpful dialogue. What you should be doing is having the dialogue of how do we break the barriers to actually do these things. And it makes me a little bananas to think that it took Donald Trump to get our premiers and our leaders to actually give a crap about our like interprovincial trade issues and like building pipelines. Like, listen, I know there's a lot of super environmental liberals there, but you're talking to one who worked in Alberta in the energy sector. I was working on projects like Keystone XL. I was working on Energy East. I just moved back from the Middle East having worked at the largest energy company in the world. I am very pro energy and pro oil and getting our resources out. The question is everybody else. And now we're seeing Quebec, for example. We saw Premier Legault recently come out and say, there is a shift, but we need social acceptance. But that social acceptance requires our leaders to be better. Requires our leaders to not be so opportunistic for their own province, but versus the entire country. And once we can get to that position, that's when we break down the true barriers.